What up, my freaks? Ruidus Sight here with part 27 of my Total Warhammer II modded Mazdamundi campaign. So as we saw last time, we were able to take Sudenburg. However, there are two still full stacks over here that we are at war with that could attack us here or try to move through our territory and take some of the undefended territories, including the Pyramid of Nagash, which, while it does have an army, quote-unquote, it's a weak army and it does not have walls, I believe. Unless this is one of those maps that secretly does have walls but doesn't actually. I don't know. It's been a while, and I don't remember what if the Pyramid of Nagash actually has a special map or not. I'm thinking like the forts and the gates. They don't display that they have walls, but they are walls themselves. And maybe the pyramid is like that, or maybe not. I mean, if it's just a pyramid, you would not, I guess, expect it to be fortified. But if it's in fact, let's just take a look at it here. It doesn't look very fortified, does it? I guess it only needs magical defenses if you can't get in. Anyway, I'm distracting myself. In addition to that, we were able to finally start recruiting the Honor Guard of Hexoatl, who I don't know if these guys are just special temple guard, or maybe they're like Saurus, I don't know, maybe like a special spawn. I don't know if they, if the mod gives them a lore sort of thing. Or are they just Mazdamundi's personal temple guard? Either way, that'll be cool. We'll get them in his army as soon as they're up, as well as a few other armies. Mazdamundi's been itching for a retrofit for a while, and we're gonna get him at as soon as he takes Magritta and then comes back into Khemri to grab his new units. We're gonna build him a few more temple guard as well, just to complete the sort of army that he's going for. Otherwise, I do believe I've done everything between the episodes in terms of moving everybody around and assigning those skill points that need to be assigned. So I think we can just end the turn and see what these hostile armies over here do. And then I believe we also are in range of a Skull Island. Wow, really? That tiny little move? Okay. Yeah, I believe we're also in range of a Skull Island with Tehenowin, which will be a nice little fight for him, I suppose. Oh wow, Clan Rictus is getting wrecked up there. I didn't realize that it was so badly mauled, just judging by the balance of power there. What do you want, Exiles? You want a non-aggression pact? I literally tried this last episode, and he was like, "No, okay, fine, non-aggression pact, buddy, non-aggression pact." Well, you're not at war with the Heralds of Ariel. No, you're allied with the Heralds of Ariel. Okay, then fine, fine. You're gonna have it. I don't care about you. Honestly, if the Tomb Kings were all just like confined into the Badlands, I'd just ally with them all because they love our great power. But since they're in the desert, and you know, we like that sort of thing, we might as well take it for ourselves. All right, Lamian Sisterhood is now fighting Kurun. Don't care about that, though. We might have to fight Kurun just to grab ourselves this Kofur territory. It's really annoying me that there's this like a port in the desert that's entirely owned by us. That is not owned by us, but anyway. Sequence of Prowess completed. Upkeep minus 10% for all lords and heroes, which is actually quite significant. I didn't see quite how much money that bumped it up by, but I want to say like 3k or so. And obviously that's because Slann are incredibly expensive to upkeep. We also got some free money out of the chapter objective. Nice. And 4 out of 5 bonus objectives. Beautiful. Sword of Cain claimed. I guess we don't care about that because it's too far away. Now, what tech do we go for? We did just get this. Lord recruitment costs and hero recruitment costs, I honestly don't really care about any of that. I'm just wanting to double check if there's anything really, really good here in the early upgrades, but it doesn't look like it. I'd love to get bolstered leadership, and yeah, but we don't have the old one's favor to get that. Oh, campaign movement range plus 25 for armies in owned territory and magical attacks for owned. Whoa, okay, that's pretty damn strong. Okay, we'll have to try to grab this. It'll primarily buff us up when we're defending, but at the very least it'll allow us to move quickly through our own territories. All right, and to get more of these old ones' favor, I guess we want to start trying to max out all of these things. I mean, I still do want to upgrade all of our units, but yeah, let's get these first because we do want to also get all of the techs by the end of the game, or by the end of the campaign rather, at least ideally. Now, what do we go for here? I think the sequence of projected presence is kind of useless in and of itself. Let's go for geomantic healing then. I believe that was the plan last time. Rights cost and wound recovery time. Let's go for sequence of infiltration just for the campaign line of sight, as it does somewhat help. And the rights, I just just want to check. We're still on cooldown here. Is there anything we could get? I mean, we could use a Rite of Sotek to get the increased experience per turn. Maybe we'll do that. Just by virtue of it existing. Anyway, oh, where the hell did that damn Beastman army go? Oh, that is gonna be so annoying. I swear, it's gonna go like here, and then it's gonna hide, and it's gonna annoy us. Oh, man. Okay, wait. I take it we can't see it right now. Where's that damn Beastman army? It's not on the map because it's hidden. You're not gonna peace out with us, are you? No. Okay. Okay, well, now what do you have in terms of defenses? Oh, it's actually not bad. Actually not bad. You go through the water and siege it, I guess, and then you come up to it. Watch that army attack Sudenburg immediately after. I will be incredibly annoyed if it does. But it is what it is. Anyway, let's move here and let's destroy Sudenburg first. Go, go, go. Please tell me that this army is in a hidden path, like right here. No, it doesn't look like it. Where the hell did they go? I hope they jumped away this way and didn't go like up here and then hid so that they could immediately attack Black Pyramid of Nagash or jump down here and attack all of these undefended territories. That's what I've been worried about. Anyway, let's get the Plain of Tuskers through the little gulf over here. Plain of Tuskers, go. Alright, we'll do a nice little, well, it will be pretty easy battle, I do expect from this, but we'll do it in a second. I just want to make sure that we move the rest of our troops. Or the rest of our lords, rather. So, you, Mazdamundi. Oh, go catch a fishy. You go out here, buddy. And then you can hit Magritta next turn. That is, I believe, the last faction, the Dreadfleet, that we actually have to destroy to complete our campaign objectives. Unfortunately, Magritta, for some reason, is not one of our campaign objectives, even though Miragliano is, which is kind of weird. Right, let's see. Yeah, we have to destroy the Dreadfleet. All the others we've destroyed, but see Miragliano, but Magritta's not here. And wait, Sartosa and Miragliano are here, but Magritta is not. Weird. Weird. Oh well. Oh well, it doesn't really matter at the end of the day. Now, who else needs to move? Ooh, 96 alignment. Say, we need to make sure we grab Forge Golden Idols again. So let's just do that real quick. If only I remembered where it was. Economy, maybe? Buildings? Forge Golden Idols, right here. Beautiful. Forge them. Forge them good. Alright, we still have 71. And do we need to replenish anything soon as well? Well, I guess consecrate the Unborn and Divine Architecture are both needed. Divine Architecture needs to be up basically permanently. Oh, our Rite of Ferocity is about to go as well. Damn, okay, we gotta get our 2 tech thieves to steal more tech, which just reminded me of that. You could land here and identify what's in here, but I feel like, oh, another Skull Island. Go to Slaver's Point, I guess. You'll probably get assassinated by all those Skaven heroes. How many more turns do you have of your tech steelies? You've got 3, eh? Alright, fine. Move out to the Frozen City. I take it our heroes being followed around by their heroes, which is, annoying, but whatever. Do this. There we go. Alright, now he should have it for a decent amount of turns. Anything here that's important? I don't believe so. Let's just get Arcane Vassal just because we can. Because nothing here is gonna help. Just double checking. Everything appears to be in Hero's Army. Too bad that the supply lines, I assume, don't affect this particular hero, as I would then get it. Okay. Good enough. Are you, what level do you need for maintenance? Level 30. Okay, well, we'll need to try to reduce everybody's costs via that spell, or via that skill, rather. Now, Tehenowen. Tehenowen. Ooh. Which battle will be more fun? You know what? Tehenowen has not fought since the Slann fought last turn. Let's fight with Tehenowen. It's not going to be a hard battle, but I think it'll still be worthy of a cinematic one and should be still a fairly fun one. Decisive victory, and oh yeah, they do have a bunch of mortars, which are dangerous to our red crests. Plus, I'd love to see the depth guard versus the red crest. Why not? Let's fight it. Alrighty, here we go. A quick little battle for Tehenuan's skink army against a random Skull Island Vampire Coast force. Really, this enemy army only has 5 dangerous units, being the 3 mortars and the 2 units of depth guard with the dual axes, because those can probably rip apart the red-crested skinks. Plus, they look really cool, and it's making me jealous, and I don't like that. Alright, otherwise, we did Vanguard deploy various units. Ishlatek is going around the enemy army, going to try to hunt down the enemy lord, as that's what he does. We are doing the same exact thing over here with our 4 units of skinks, both the chameleon skinks and the chameleon stalkers. The chameleon skinks are going to try to distract as many units as possible, while the stalkers are going to move around to try to hit the enemy mortars, who we can see are already firing and dropping their shots among our red-crested skinks, which is not so great, although our red-crested skinks are pretty darn significantly buffed up. Anything with a large splash like that is obviously still going to be dangerous. There we go. They're not actually doing too much damage against the regiment of Vernon, but we'll see. Just got to get those off the field as soon as possible. Meanwhile, Tehenuan himself has moved in primarily to cast his spells. He got here and I believe he cast a Flock of Doom on these units. You can see they're all very slightly hurt. I'm actually a little bit disappointed at how little damage that did, but I might not have overcasted, so it might have not done enough damage. Red Crested Skinks powering through those shots. Still see the smoke from where the mortar shells hit them, but they're going strong. You gotta love these little guys. And otherwise, it's going. Ooh, there's gonna be a charge by the enemy dual axe depth guard here. Nice, Red Crested Skinks versus Depth Guard. Now, in terms of stats, the Depth Guard 60-35 versus 83-63. We are stronger, though they are more armored, and they do hit more than twice as hard. But there's 160 little Red Crests in here, and only 40 of these Depth Guard. However, we do still have to keep in mind that the Depth Guard were literally designed for this sort of thing. On the other hand, the Red Crests were also designed to be armor-piercing, so they do still do reasonable damage. With all these buffs, this should be a pretty good matchup either way. At least a fun one. Now over here, Ishlatek has caught the enemy lord, who doesn't appear, I believe, to want to fight, and is just trying to, well, probably get knocked around by all this as well. And okay, there's going to be some distracting enemies over here. Go get that lord. Damn you, zombie pirate, gunnery mob, or whatever you are. It's a deckhands mob, not a gunnery mob. Probably could have figured that out from the fact that they did not have a giant pile of guns on them. There we go. Ishlatek's busy just showboating here, surrounded by gunnery mobs and by these depth guard back here. Otherwise, oh, I love how the dinos, like, they tower over the skinks so much more. Like, they still tower over the Saurus, but for some reason the army looks, it just looks a little bit more cinematic with the skinks and the dinos than it does with the Saurus and the dinos. Maybe because they move fast and they're more like horde-like, I suppose, more numerous. And smaller as well, and it makes the dinos look bigger. It makes for a more epic-looking Lizardmen army. And otherwise, over here, how are our chameleon skinks doing? Oh, they've at least destroyed one zombie pirate gunnery mob. The AI did a fairly good job controlling these guys with skirmish, splitting the two forces apart and then hitting these guys both in the back and the front. So that's pretty nice. Over here, we did get our chameleon stalkers charging in. They did use all of their precursor weapons, but they've also pretty much ripped apart these mortars, which will no longer be a threat to our precious Red Crest. I still just got to comment on how much I love the model for both chameleon skins, but also the chameleon stalkers specifically. They just look so cool. There you go. Well done. I mean, obviously they're not going to do too great against enemy halberd wielding a depth guard, but still okay. How's Ishlatek doing? He's still chasing the enemy lord. The enemy lords just keep on running while Ishlatek tries to hunt him down or her down. I don't remember what the the name of the Lord was, but it's not that important, I guess, because it's gonna be dead soon. Alrighty, so what else do we got out here? The main portion of the enemy army, I think, has collapsed. You can see just how little HP they have, regardless of the fact that there were some decent armored units in there. The Red Crests did manage to rip them apart and dish out that damage quick enough. Plus, we did have all the Dino support. We had the Earth Blood going down a couple times, although I did neglect a few other spells, mostly because I was using spells to support Tehenuan back here, and I do believe that the enemy lord, oh, there we go, running still, but now so badly hurt that there's not much left here. I got a one parting shot off of that gun. Ishlaltek's just being cool, not even looking back. Disintegrated there. I guess it makes sense to run, but probably should have stuck with the depth guard and used them as a meat shield. I feel like the AI doesn't really comprehend how to use undead and just various horde factions. Allows its lords to get sniped in general. I do hope that that changes for the third game, but I guess we will we'll wait and see. There's a lot of AI changes that I'd really be looking forward to, but you know, we'll see. Anyway, let's see how we did. I'm willing to bet that it's pretty damn well. There we go, unsurprisingly not a difficult battle, and I did enjoy the effectiveness of our Chameleon Skinks and Chameleon Stalkers. They did quite well in hitting the flanks and the artillery of the enemy. Otherwise, I mean, everybody did reasonably well. The red-crested skinks, as always, did very, very decently considering they're a relatively fragile unit. The enemy mortars were unable to really harm them, but this one particular unit of Depth Guard did damage this one unit decently well. I wish I had another Earthblood ready to go for it, but it was there was not enough time to get one more going, but that's okay. Let's see, release captives. No, I don't want to reduce our research rate. In fact, let's just exterminate them and keep that research rate up. Besides, I believe we're in owned... we're in our own territorial waters, right? So we should still heal up after this. There we go, another 20k. Lots and lots of buildings for us. Gotta get that empire growing, because we are going to get like 3 new armies ready to go very, very soon. The Gorok army, the... well, you're just gonna ferry stuff. The Gorok army, the Nakai army, and then I keep forgetting this guy, Kiritril? Is that his name? I think his name's Kiritril. Yeah, Kiritril, this guy's army. The Ogre / Temple Guard army, which is gonna be a pretty interesting lineup, but I guess you could say that the Temple Guard maybe keep the Ogres in line. Could you move right here? I do wonder. Are you close enough? Let's find out. Let's find out. Now, this is a Sea Corpse. I believe it'll cause a fight, but we can just auto-resolve that one instead of doing another one. Oh, yeah, are you really just you gotta be kidding me, Tehenuan. Come on, buddy. You're better than this. Why you gotta do me dirty like that? Alrighty, well, let us get you some upgrades then, despite the, you know, spitting in our faces like that. Blade Master for you. Let's move through his fighting abilities. I'd love to get Arcane Conduit, I really would, but I do want to get Tehenuan a little bit more tanky, because his melee defense at 53 is fairly low, and yeah, let's tank him up a little bit. Probably skip Enforcer of Vortic. He already hits very hard, and honestly, the extra 2 to 5% weapon strength is not really worth it. I'd really rather just... And I just realized Enforcer of Order, it seems like all the quote-unquote evil factions, but it doesn't include the undead, which might make sense because the old ones never envisioned the undead in the instructions that they passed on to the Lizardmen, so I guess it's, I don't know, I guess it's sensible that the undead aren't here. But, and I guess Beastmen were around during those times, being early children of chaos. Whatever, not important. Let's upgrade you all as well. Looks like Ishlaltek is nearly immortal now. He has Deadly Onslaught on top of that. He already hits nearly 1,000 when he's got all of his buffs, so he's a pretty good hunter of lords, as we saw that one a lord trying to run away from him basically the entire fight. I would too. Otherwise, let's see. Recruitment cost for all units, all armies, faction-wide. Probably should get that on various units, but... there's probably more important stuff. I just want to double check there isn't anything here, and it doesn't look like it. You have your Ancient Steg. You can get your Jungle Toxins, but you already have poison missile attacks. I don't remember what else I was going to get. Grandmaster would be useful. What else do we have? Campaign line of sight. Is there anything that's leadership? And this is enemy leadership, but it's enemy characters, not... I don't think we care about the enemy characters, to be perfectly honest. Ooh, their lords have less leadership. Big deal. Mostly care about their units. Alright, fine. Fine, let's just go for Gutter Fighter for now and keep going through this. I actually don't know whether Gutter Fighter is superior to piercing shots and precise, but maybe we'll have enough points to get most of the stuff. Honestly, most of the stuff here is important, including survivals. Pretty much this entire tree is good, whereas this tree is mostly... kind of bad. Don't really care about Fleet-Footed or Opportunist, but do care about Bottomless Quiver and Bloody Blade. So those four we know. And I guess we'll just see how many points we have left over for the rest of this stuff. Especially if we skip Grandmaster. I mean, I do appreciate the hero action success chance, but it's just that the rest of this is kind of meh. And therefore I feel like it's probably not really all that worth it, even with Campaign Line of Sight Edition. Anyway, I'm gonna just ignore that for now. Out of sight and out of mind and all of that. You've been going through Venomous Spit, and you might as well continue. Wait, you already have Vanguard deployment. I saw you Vanguard deploy, so why is... Wait, so A, how are you getting Vanguard deployment? And B, why, if you already have it, how do you have Guerrilla Fighter? No, wait, what the hell? Skink Oracles can automatically Vanguard deploy, but they have part of their skill tree giving them Vanguard deployment? That's odd. Wait, I'm just curious here. Is it something Tehenowan gives? Let's check another Skink Oracle. You do not have Vanguard deployment. Okay, so it's something somebody in his army does. Okay, fine. You two, you're also gonna move out. You're gonna go join. You're gonna go join Gorok. That's both of you, right? What do you do again? You're disciplined. You're strong. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. Because I couldn't find a better one, right? Let's just double check that there isn't a better one now, even though I might get a little bit annoyed. Arrogant, confident. Leadership unit for all units in army is not horrible, but I feel like I'll just keep the strong one. It's not a big deal. At the end of the day, it's not going to change matters all that much. You then can go with... I mean, Harmonic Convergence is quite useful, especially as I do like to send Tehenowan right into the thick of things. Leadership when defending I don't care about, but the character or a leadership effect in combination with Augury here might be quite useful, especially in the Skink army. Let's go for Venomous Spit first, mostly because of the extra range addition, and because your range is quite low, but otherwise we'll probably get that. Alrighty, who else needs to move? We do have very limited time here after all. Let's see. I'll do the buildings between the episodes, because those take forever. Alright, you know what? Let's ignore this and ignore all the army building and moving around and stuff. Well, let's just attack Sudenburg real quick, shall we? Might as well. I can get 2 quick battles. Oh, we'll have to... Oh, damn, okay, I'm gonna have to make a quick cut here because the last battle was a Cinematic battle, so here we go. There it is, and here we go. Alrighty, here we go, the last battle, or the last stand of Sudenburg. I do wish that we could have a three-way battle with the Beastmen here. That would have made for an interesting fight. I suppose I could have auto-resolved this, but I feel like there's so many enemy units on the field that the battle will be fun just by virtue of that, as the battles do tend to look pretty epic in those particular situations, and yeah, I'm going to definitely fight this. Plus, it'll be a lot of these armies are Saurus units, and they can just get into melee and fight with the enemy. Oh, and look, there's a nice little statue out there. Oh, and I guess that's the Plain of Tuskers. Yeah, looks like a pretty little nice city, eh? Yeah. Is that like a walled interior? I can't actually tell what these things are supposed to be. Is it a wall? Is it an aqueduct? Well, regardless, let's actually watch the battle instead of me getting distracted by maps as always. Okay, one more brief look. Anyway, our second army came in on this side of the map, which is why I decided to move all these units up, and now we just wait until the two armies collide. It's going to take some damage from the enemy ranged fire, but you know, we're not going to care that much about it. You're the Legion of Chakra, right? Yeah, I was like, wait a second, that's not what normal Saurus look like. You guys have way too much gold. Alright, and here we go. Our Salamanders are in, getting their first shots off, but a lot of our Saurus are still moving up. They are quite slow after all. An enemy unit of Empire Knights decide to charge our Saurus Spears in the side, which is probably a good thing because they didn't charge the Salamander, but they will get immediately attacked by our two Blessed Carnosaurs, or our Blessed Carnosaur and our Regiment of Renowned Carnosaur, who will be able to dish out the damage and destroy them real quick. It's not like the Empire Knights are all that threatening of a unit anyway. 42 and 50. 98 charge, though. A decent amount of charge. And there we go. The battle lines are now starting to collide. We can see some of our ranged units are actually firing on enemies that are close by, which is a little bit unfortunate. I would really prefer them to fire automatically at the enemy units, but that's not so horrible just by virtue of the fact that we do have our Fire Leech Bolas, who are pretty specialized at dealing with these sorts of formations back here. They're going to deal with it themselves. Otherwise, the rest of the army looks like it's about ready to go, and once again, we can see our Salamanders firing really close, which is probably going to hurt some of our units, but it is what it is. Let's watch the attack of the Fire Leech Bolas before getting back into the main battle. Oh, and as these guys run, we're gonna get a bolt of the old ones in and a shield down. Lizard Dome's going down is always great. Fire Leech Bolas, they're all running from you. Lovely. Keep moving, keep moving. Ooh, and we got an Awakening of the Wood, smashing the, I believe these are, no, there's Swordsmen. There's Swordsmen, the Great Swords are down here together with the Halberdiers, although they're not really having a great time of it. We just need to catch up to the enemy, enemy archers here, or the enemy crossbows, so that we can drop bombs on them, like so. There we go. It's always nice having an air force. Really shouldn't give up air superiority like that. And, ooh. Ah, man. Yeah, this is why I wanted to fight this. It's just a big battle. It's kind of difficult to control. Like, I was panicking, but on the bright side, the enemy doesn't have any, like, hyper-elite units that can insta-kill ours, really. So, despite that fact, I think we're still in a pretty reasonable position. And honestly, this battle doesn't really require much finesse on top of that, because it's just a lot of units sort of just smashing into each other. And there we go, another bolt of the old ones going down, doing fairly decent damage to these crossbows, even as they are under attack by the Fire Leech Bolas. Fire Leech Bolas is always clean house. And oh, we got one of our Carnosaurs over here. I believe I told the two Carnosaurs to chase down the War Wagons, just by virtue of the fact that they're annoying and the Fire Leech Bolas can't really hurt them. Otherwise, these Saurus have won their battle. These ones, however, are doing a little longer fight against the Halberdiers. They do have 62 melee defense after all, so it is going to take a decent amount of time. Although these Saurus and 56 armor. They actually have more armor than the Halberdiers here, but I believe they're debuffed by something. I'm not sure what's debuffing them, but I think it's various Lord and Hero traits. I think, yeah, because we can see that a lot of the enemies do have a debuff, although it is probably slight. Hello, Bola. How you doing? Smashy, smashy. Oh, that dude just exploded. Not in a good way. Alrighty, and just like that, the main battle is just about done. The main lines are they're ready to rout. Oh, damn, I didn't mean to speed it up, my bad. My bad, not like the enemy needed to die any faster. Oh, and they're getting chased down by some Salamanders as well. There we go. Almost reminded me of a Skaven battle where you're fighting just hordes upon hordes of enemies. Although I suppose we've got our own hordes here in this particular situation. And once again, as always, very, very well done to the Fire Leech Bolas. They just wreaked havoc among the enemy crossbows. Although they did get help from the Slann and their spells and their bolts of the old ones. Now it's just the entire enemy is running. They're just chasing them down. I do like fighting in these sand maps, though. I like, they're always so clear and you can see exactly what's happening, plus they always look really nice. Always makes for a pretty fun battle, and just like that, the enemy army is routed. I did say that this was very much auto-resolvable. We did take a little bit of damage to our Saurus, but, you know, there was a lot of friendly fire involved, and I was trying to, you know, watch the battle happen. Even with these cinematic battles, I do get distracted. I'm actually surprised that the battle has not ended. There we go. Right on time. I think there might have been a hero alive. I don't think that, yeah, they didn't bring any unbreakable units as I recall, so that really it didn't change things. I suppose we could have taken less casualties by maintaining battle lines a little bit clearly, but there was a point where I just basically grouped up the entire army except the Fire Leech Bolas and told them all to charge, and just by virtue of the fact that half of the army had been routing already as well. And yeah, let's see, I guess, how we did. Not that it really matters. Not much of a showing for Sudenburg, but at least it was fun to watch, even if it wasn't difficult. There we go, once again, not a difficult battle by any means, but at least it looked pretty epic with the reasonably high number of units on the field at once. I was pretty impressed with the greatswords, though. They did quite a bit of damage to our source, which is unsurprising because they're a higher tier and they're all max veterancy. But nonetheless, they did very well there. They certainly paid for themselves. Although I guess this army isn't really truly a Saurus army, so we can't really expect these guys to perform super well. This is the quote-unquote Dino army, after all. The Saurus are just here as possibly placeholders. I still haven't decided whether I'm going to do the retrofit with using the Feral Basties as the line troops, quote unquote, because I'm not entirely sure whether they'll be able to hold said line. But nonetheless, fun one. Everybody else, I mean, a lot of damage came out from the Slann, more so the Fire Slann than the Life Slann, which is once again unsurprising because the Life Slann was a little bit busy keeping everybody alive as it does, and there were no great targets for the Dwellers Below, though I would say that I probably should have tried to pop the Dwellers Below and a couple of the Greatsword units, just because it would have helped out with them, as they were clearly by far the most threatening on the field. The other thing that was the most threatening on the field were the Salamanders, and I do mean our own Salamanders, as I do believe we lost a fair few of our Saurus, or at least took damage to a fair few of our Saurus units, just by the friendly fire that the Salamanders do tend to provide. With two armies, it's a lot of micromanaging you have to do with those particular units, otherwise they will shoot at your lines instead of the enemies that are further away from them. It's a little bit annoying, but hey, what can you do? It's just the nature of the game. There we go, and with that, Sudenburg falls, the Plane of Tuskers falls, and Sudenburg itself, as in the faction, has been destroyed. Otherwise, I am going to have to call this episode here because it is, well, we're out of time, and I think it's a good place to stop as well, just considering the fact that we destroyed a faction. Next time, we will be moving through the desert, I suppose, or at least walking up and preparing to move through the desert. Mazdamundi is probably going to attack Magritta, so that'll be a battle, especially if they do have a stack that comes in here. Otherwise, this army probably won't stand much of a chance. We will also probably start sending out units. I do expect Nakai's army is going to be finished and ready to go next episode. He's almost ready to go now. He just needs a couple things in here and he'll be good to go. And I'm not yet entirely sure where we're going to send him either, but he can travel through the sea, maybe land here, or maybe we'll invade the coast here and attack Sartosa and Clan Skryre. They are both allied, but we would need more than one army in order to do that. Otherwise, they'd just sail down here towards our relatively undefended territories. We need enough armies that they could sort of stem the tide of rats and unliving. But we'll see. We have other unliving to deal with as we go. And I'm hoping that what we can do is take Numos, but then leave Agrul Migdal, peace out with them just like we did with Khemri, and maybe make them into our allies. That will be ideal because they are, once again, decent trading partners, and they can just deal with the Badlands while we, completely ignore them. Although that's gotta sting, right? But anyway, the problem of where we go next is going to be settled next time. So with that said, as always, I do appreciate any and all feedback with regards to the gameplay or the way I do things on this channel. Don't forget to leave a like and a comment for your friendly neighborhood heretic. All glory to the algorithm, and thanks for watching.